Well, good morning, guys. I'm here today at Oaston Road Cemetery in Nuneaton, and this is not about the paranormal today. I'm going to do a little bit of history on some of the old graves that are around me, plus about the building, which is the old chapel crematorium. Now, the original crematorium, which stands today, is not in use anymore. Because the new one now is up at the Heart of England, and that. So this is now not used for that purposes. I don't know what it's used for now. I think the last time I spoke to somebody, it was used for the workforce to use for their equipment. I'm not sure, which is a shame that we can't get into that building. You know, I've been up here many times and I've tried many times to get into that building, but it's not happening. So what we're going to do, guys, we're going to talk a little bit about Oaston Road and that, and what this cemetery is about. Oops, sorry. So I'm just going to pan you around, and we're going to have a look at some of the graves while we're here as well. So we'll just turn you around. So as you can see, a lot of these are really old graves that we're looking at. I do apologise about the trains as well, guys. As you can see, this one, yeah, it's on the lean now. But this is what I wanted to do, some of the history of these really old graves in Oaston Road Cemetery. Looks like quite a few people were buried in this one plot and that. But yeah, it's on the sort of lean and that. So if we take a little walk down, you'll see a bit more of me and that. I've come down to these ones as well. There's some of these from who have passed away at the 1897, 1888. So as you can see, these are a lot of the really old graves and that we're standing by today and that. But yeah, it's like a bit of a history, but this is the sort of history I want to do, you know, is look at these sort of things as well. Because obviously when you come to these places, you see all these graves, you know, just scattered around. And we know about all the new graves and how they look, but this is what I like, you know, to see how old some of these are and that. So I'm just going to pan you around again, guys, take a little bit further up this way. I'll just put you there. So you can see quite more of these beautiful headstones or monuments, what you want to call them, and that. This one here in front of me has got 3 people in that plot there. We've got the second name Ensor. The other one is Dracula, but the other one I don't know, it just says Catherine. Oh, also have Catherine, the wife of the above, and she passed away, so she must have been an Ensor as well, and that. And then we just move over to this one, which is slightly damaged here. This is an Ensor as well, so I wonder if they were connected, because this is Emmeline Ensor and John Ensor. To the glorious memory of Harry, son of the above. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 buried in this one. And when you look at it, of how small this plot is, they would have been managed to fit that amount of people in at one stage. And that. So I wonder if these are connected to this one. They probably are. So yeah. And as you can see, there's quite a lot of these dotted around these old graves. So we're going to move up there a little bit in a minute. And that. Let me just sort this out. I am with you guys. If you can't see me, don't worry, but I will be with you. I'm just going to move you up here, guys. This is when I need a helper. My bag should be safe. So yeah, now we're up in this area, and as you can see, they have done something by propping things against the gravestone so they don't fall, and that, as you can see there. You can also see this one here, that definitely has been damaged now, not by the public, just over time, you know, a lot of these will just sink, and that. We've got this one here, it's completely gone straight in, and that, but these are handy that I can actually do this to keep some of the structures up, you know. So yeah, and we're just going back to that one. Let me just go down here a minute. This has got quite a few people in as well, a burial plot, but you can see, you know, what I've just showed you on the camera. What can you do with it? You can't really do a lot, because this is over time, you know, and a lot of these graves now, nobody ever comes to them, you know. These are, I wouldn't say forgotten, but they are in a way. They're forgotten now, you know. Their loved ones have passed away, there's nobody here, and basically what happens is they just go back to nature, and they end up, you know, sinking into the ground and stuff like that, because they're not maintained anymore, and that. So I'm just going to go behind here, if I can, and we'll have a quick look around here. I hope you can still hear me. So as you can see, I am over here now. Hold on a minute, let me just point the camera towards me a bit. I really enjoy doing stuff like this, as well as the paranormal. So yeah, as I walk up here, we've got some more of the graves here. Obviously this one fell down over time. There's no way you can put that back up. You probably could, but just leave it as it is, I would say, you know. We've got another one here. They passed away, he passed away in 1898. Wow, very long time that. So yeah, we're just going through these. But they stretch all the way down here on these old ones, and that. And you might not be able to see me if I go behind the gravestone, but I am here. But yeah, we've got this one here. Thomas Winfield, born May the 2nd, 1822. He that believes of the Son has everlasting life. So yeah, but you can see when you walk around these grounds that it's just, most of it's just grass now, you know, and it's just going back to nature. So I'm still with you guys. I'm just taking a walk down here to get my bag. I'm just going to move you up here a little bit, guys. Bear with me if it shakes a little bit. So yeah, we're up here now. We've moved up here a little bit. Hold on. So we've got some more up here. If you can see me, you see me. And we're going to have a look at these ones here. Obviously this one's fell down as well. But these are quite large plots that we're looking at now. And but there's one I'm going to show you in a minute. I'm going to get you a bit closer shortly to show you this. But yeah, these are like double plots along here. There's some single ones as well, like there is behind me, and that. So I'm just going to bring you up to show you something. You know, I could spend all day here. The first one I want to show you, just bear with me. There you can see that one. And just get you down a little bit. But you can see this one here. This is quite a big burial plot here. Excuse my bag if you see my bag. But yeah, this is quite nice. I like this one. And that. You can hardly see the writing on this one now. It's fading out. It looks like there's I think there's 2 to 3 people, if not 4, who are buried in that one. But yeah, so just want to move up here a minute, guys. Just want to show you this. Bear with me. And we'll just take you over here. As you can see, there's quite a lot of them up here. And you can spend most of the day up here. As we just come down here, hopefully you can see them now, guys. If I just walk down here, we've got a big burial plot here as well, and they're all similar crosses in their sense that they stand here. And this one always has got me because the size of it, so, and these crosses, they're all in alignment. And that, and I really like seeing that. So yeah, and obviously we've got a lot more behind me that you can see. I'm just going to turn you around. And just over here, let me just get you in the right look. We've got 2 more here that are obviously in alignment together. Obviously that's a triple burial plot as well. So yeah, and we will be going to have a look over there shortly. But this will go to this old style plot, and we will be looking over there as well. There's one up there I want to show you as well, guys. And I hope you're enjoying this. You know, we often come to these places, obviously, because our loved ones are buried and that. But what fascinates me is when I come to these places to do investigations and that, I want to look at the old ones more than anything, because of the way they look and the way their stature are and that. You know, I mean, today we see the modern gravestones, but these are like the old style. You know, we don't see that much nowadays. I mean, you see the size of some of these and how much it would have cost back in them days to get one like that, and then put it up onto the actual grave and how heavy it would have been. You know, because these are concrete, you know, it just fascinates me. But yeah, We're going to take a walk over the other side in a minute and have a look. So we're coming down to this part now, guys, with some more of the old graves just down here. And as you can see, there's another double one here. And I don't know if you can see it, but we've got a beautiful one here. But yeah, this is part more of the older graves in the cemetery that we've got here. I'm just going to go around here. A lot of them, as you can see now, are leaning and that because they're that old. And this person here actually passed away at the age of 43. What's this one here? You've got to look at this one, guys. I can make out, hold on a minute, Elsie, the beloved daughter. So it's Elsie, the beloved daughter, Sarah Simpson, who died on the 30th of September 1896, age 3 weeks. It's no age, is it? 3 weeks. But then we've got to look back at the history of that, haven't we? You know, what was going around at the time of that era. You know, how she passed away and that, we just never know. And obviously this one would have had a plinth on it at one stage, which is just down there. And you just can't see nothing of it. So that's some more of it. I'm just gonna, so you can see just over there, that is the old crematorium and that. Isn't it nice that the ivy's on the wall, like nature wants to take it back. We're just going to take a walk down here, guys, to do a bit more just down here, and we can see some more on this side as well. Now this is fascinating, isn't it? I mean, look at this. Pretty there for a minute. So yeah, we're on the back side now of the old chapel crematorium, but this one's really sunk in now. Just a shame. Just a shame. And as you can see, you know, a lot of these that would have been here have basically disappeared. You know, you just don't know whether if you're walking over them or not, because there's nothing actually to say if there's graves here, which there probably is, you know. And what fascinates me is I've just spotted something down there that I've never seen when I've come here before, so I'm going to have a little check down there. So bear with me, guys. Just going to go down here. As I said, we just don't know if we're walking over people's graves because there's no markings or nothing no more. So we're near the chapel now. I've just spotted these ones just down here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and that's just a stone flat there. So like I said, you know, the loved ones have probably passed away, and this is what's left, you know. It is a shame, but that's what happens in life, you know. And if you just turn you around to this one here, just bear with me, you can see how that one is. You know, nature has basically just taken over. We've got this headstone here, and we've got this one here, but there's, you know, it's just that. But here, there's nothing, but could this have been a bigger grave? We don't know. You know, this is all what's here. It does bring it home to you that all this, in my book, is history. You know, people who have been here before us, you know, and this is how it's left. But that's how it goes, you know. So what I'll do is, before we finish, I'm just going to take you around the front. See, we can do it by the chapel. And you can see these ones here as well. So, this is the chapel, guys. So yeah, I'm just gonna do some here, hold on. I will find it. Just bear with me. If you ever get the chance to come to visit here, please do. You know, even just to look at some of these gravestones in the history, you know, these people before us. It's just tough, isn't it? So I'm just gonna hopefully give you a little bit of insight to what I've got on here. There is more about this place if you go and research it, and that. So, Oaston Road Cemetery in Nuneaton is a late 19th century cemetery that was significantly extended. It was originally designed with a lodge. Now the lodge was down the bottom, but it's not there no more because they're using it for the burial site now. 2 linked mortuaries, chapels and curvilinear paths. So obviously this is the chapel. I think there might be another chapel, I'm not sure. The way this sounds it does, so there is. The cemetery contains a large number of Commonwealth war graves, particularly from World War II, including 29 Polish war graves, which are obviously down the bottom. You might have seen that on my previous video. So I think there's just a little bit more here for you. The cemetery was established in the last quarter of the 1800s. The cemetery has been extended beyond its original boundaries, and it stretches all the way down to the bottom. I think that's it. That's all we've got here. Hold on. So yeah. So that's a little bit of history on this. where I could find. And obviously you can't get inside the building, which is a shame. I would have loved to have got into that building. But I hope you enjoyed this, because I've enjoyed it. And I always find these places nice to come to. You know, even if it's just to sit down and gather your thoughts, or read a book, or whatever. You know, it's always something about cemeteries, churchyards, whatever you want to call them. You know, it's always peaceful. You know. And I've been up here on many occasions, you know, and this is the first time I've actually done this sort of thing, because I wanted to look at these graves a bit more detail, and that, because, you know, that's more to me than anything, you know, to see the history, see these people, and basically try and keep their memories alive as well, because, you know, as we've seen, you know, what I've showed you, a lot of them now are not being, you know, put flowers on or anything like that, because, like I say, you know, their loved ones have passed away. There's nobody around anymore, you know. That's how it goes, you know. They're just going back to nature, basically. And all what's standing is the stone. And some of them have disappeared as well. They've either fallen over or they're leaning over. Give it time that, you know, half of them could be just gone for good, you know. I know many years back, I can't remember when it was, that they were on about saying that they would take some of the gravestones up and put them against the wall, and they'll use it as a new burial plot. I suppose that is okay in one respect, because if, you know, the person's not going to be attending their grave anymore because that person's family are not around anymore, I can understand that, you know. But in a way that you have to look, you know, this is what, you know, your burial spot is, you know, you should be laid there and left there, you know. And as we've seen around the back, you know, there could be loads of people buried under there, but we just can't find the markers anymore because they've disappeared, you know, and it is a shame. But I do love it, you know. I love coming to these places because there's so much history. You know, we can talk all about kings and queens and all that, but to me this is the real history. You know, this is what we want to look at, you know, about how these people passed away. We can imagine it, you know. When I was talking about a little babby, you know, 3 weeks old, you know, I mean, back then they might not have had the technology that we have today, you know, to save a child's life, you know. And that's how it goes, you know. We don't know all these backstories of these people, but you could put yourselves in that imagination of what they would have been like on Earth, you know. These were around before I was even born, you know, a lot of these. So the world has changed, you know, from when they were around. But yeah, I've really enjoyed it, and I hope you guys have as well. So on that note, guys, I'm going to say a thank you for following me on this journey. Thank you for your continuous support. So till the next time, I will catch you on the one again. So take care, and I will see you very, very soon.